Over 100,000 teachers in North Carolina were asked about their working conditions, and overwhelmingly, one of the most important things they had to say was, "Time won't give me time." Another day is done at Holly Grove Middle School for me. And now I'm heading home. It is 4:25. School day began at 7:45. That's when I'm required to be here. And I got here about 7:25. Try to get some things done before I had to begin my official duties of supervising students. And this week, as I try to focus on time and how a teacher spends their time, there's a lot of things that I know I need to do better in terms of my organization, and that's going to get me some more time. So basically, when I look at my time and how I spent it today at school, I was on campus 9 hours. Of those 9 hours, 7 of those were spent in direct supervision of students in one form or fashion, giving me 2 hours to get other things done. Of those 2 hours, I spent. Then you say go slow, I fall behind. Time after time.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do.
Out Thursday, and it's always 3 times as much work to be out as it is to actually be in the building. Unfortunately, I did not get to the huge stack of papers and quizzes and projects that need to be graded, which is every teacher's worst nightmare. I haven't graded anything since Christmas, so the stack is quite formidable.
I haven't graded anything since Christmas.
Time. See what's become of me.
I'm going to be here very late after school tonight to do some other coverage type things, so that'll provide me the opportunity to have to be here while I can use that time to make some things happen. My to-do list only has 3 items on there, but they're pretty large items. They are, since I'm going to be out tomorrow, I have to do sub-plans, I have to grade quizzes and some projects, and I got to begin preparing and planning for Saturday school, which is in 3 days. If I'm going to have a sub in here tomorrow, I've got to clean this place up. This is just a pile of mess. Another pile of mess. And no one's going to be able to sit at this desk and do anything tomorrow.
Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care?
I've got to admit that in order to get some stuff done, I've got to put on my 80s playlist so that I can be motivated to get this place cleaned up and do some of the things that I have. And so I might be having a little bit too much fun.
So if you're wondering why I continue to try my skills in this rap, and girl, I can't get enough. I've been rocking the black folks and telling those white jokes to people like people, so just throw your hands up.
In a regular 5-day school week, I have 6.5 hours of time where I am not directly supervising students. This is called my planning period. Here's how that 6.5 hours of planning actually gets used. I have 3 meetings that I have to attend every week. One with our team's counselor. The meeting with our counselor for our team is actually quite beneficial for our students because it allows us to take a very comprehensive approach to the success of our students. We can share observations and concerns that we may have for particular students, and the counselor can then in turn share with us other information about other students that we may not know about. things that are going on outside of school, or even some of the social dynamics happening within the school that could be impeding the success of a student. It allows us to come together and create a comprehensive plan to address some of those needs, because we really do want to do what's best for the student. We want them to be not just academically successful, but we want what's best for them in life. One with the other math teachers. On Tuesdays, I meet with the other math teachers here in the 7th grade. During that time, we look at our current units, where we are individually in each of those units, how our students are doing, and we look at how we're going to assess the material for that unit. We share ideas on how to teach the material, a new activity that we may have discovered, recommendations to change that, or whether or not we should just toss that activity out. And one with the other science teachers. On Wednesdays, I meet with the other science teachers in the 7th grade. And that meeting is very similar to the one I have with the math teachers, although the emphasis is just a little bit different. In the science teacher meeting, we tend to spend the majority of our time going over labs that we have either just completed, so we can remind the others what goes well and what does not, or planning future labs so that we can sync our calendars and make sure that everyone has the lab equipment when they need it for that particular lab. We also spend that time looking at future activities and deciding, is there any activity that we want to scrap for the year, or again sharing new ideas that we may have encountered. All three of these meetings do take up time during the week, but they're actually much more beneficial than they are not. The meeting with the counselor allows us to better serve our students, and the 2 meetings with my colleagues who also teach math and science enable me to get new ideas that I may not have thought of. It also enables me to give feedback to my colleagues about those activities that went well and those that did not, and in the end, everybody's students will benefit from that. Gone are the days when a teacher could lock themselves up in their classroom and do their own thing and not work with anybody else in the building. You really can't get it all done without the help of your colleagues, and that's what makes these PLT meetings so beneficial. We all benefit, and when we as teachers benefit, then our students benefit. I'm curious to hear from you. You don't have to be a teacher to have a good idea about time management. And how did you deal with those times when you had tasks that were just burning up your time when you could have been doing something more important? If you would comment down below with those things that have been very beneficial for you and those things that have been frustrating for you when it comes to time management. I've given you a glimpse into just what 2 of my days look like as I tried to plan. I think it's safe to say that teachers don't have the market cornered on having too much to do and too little time to do it. I would, however, say that we as teachers are up against a unique time crunch, and that we have a set curriculum that we have to cover in 180 days-ish, and we have all kinds of different learners that we need to adjust to. And our days are filled with just trying to deliver that content, just trying to make sure that student understands, and trying to find a way to assess that. And in the end, people want to know how things are going. They want to know how their student is doing. And then finding time to put a number grade on all of those little assessments that you've done, all of those little things that you've done to try to gauge how well a student is learning, that takes additional time. I could probably go on forever about the negative aspects of this job, but I'm not going to, because this is a job that I truly love. If I did not truly love this job, I would be doing something else. I want to thank you for giving me your time and for tuning into this. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe below. Let someone else know about this channel. And always remember, give someone a reason to hope and learn something new every day.
Right there. That's the
It's disgusting.
What is that?
Oh my god, no, no, no.
That's what you eat, man. You eat that.